the difference between a CFO and a CPA, because sometimes people would be like, well, dude, I have a CPA, but the CPA doesn't do the things where, like, the conversation I had the other day, it was like, man, I got this car loan. Like, what do you think I should do? And it was like, dude, let's pull it up and let's look at what this is. And you get to bounce off of like, what do you really want here? What is this really doing for you? And I was like, man, it's X, Y, and Z a payment a month. It's like, yes, but if you look at the account you've set up now and you realize you're paying 7% on your interest for your car loan, if it was 2%, you can't make that anywhere else. But if you now pay that off and whatever money was going to go towards that car bad debt, we now put towards something that's going to make you 7% instead of lose you 7%. Instead of you paying interest, you're earning interest. And although you feel like you're throwing that money away, it was like, look at, you've already spent exactly that amount in interest over the last 4 years. Look, you know, and you start to like, it's really just having these discussions of here's my goals, here's what's going on. And then I'll tell you a huge thing is my CPA isn't going to get on and literally make me open up my bank accounts and move money into my tax account. Like the CFO, I'll tell you one of the biggest things where there was a couple of weeks there where we didn't have calls. And I was like, all good, man. I got these. We've been doing this. When you come back in 2-3 weeks, we're back to it. Dude, I, for 3 weeks, did nothing. And the anxiety immediately came back because every week I was like, and then you get comfortable because you don't have the accountability. And 3 weeks later, he came on and I was like, dude, I'm a mess. Like all my anxiety came back. All my fear came back. All these bad habits came back in 3 weeks. And he was like, all right, we're going to scrap everything. Let's go back to day one. And we just had to start again. But every day now that I'm coming around and I'm like, man, if I'm slacking off and then Sunday rolls around, I know I got to talk to my CFO on Monday, I get those things done. Like that difference of accountability of like, I'm not going to face, like my CPA, I'd be like, you work for me, dude. Like I'm not, you're not, like, but the CFO, when you have a good one, you feel the accountability. Like good coaches, you don't want to let them down. You know what I mean? And like, that's really like the biggest thing. It's like, you see that they believe in you and you want to make sure you keep these habits. And I don't think if I had that accountability with a CFO, like you found me, I would be having the success, just like jujitsu, man. Like I go to jujitsu, I prepay a week in advance. I go, man, we're getting at 5:30. I already sent you the money. Because if I don't, I'm going to make excuses and we're just not going to get it done. So I went on a little bit of a tangent there, but talk about why it's important for somebody who's saying, aren't you just doing what a CPA is doing? Hiring a fractional CFO is a completely different ballgame.
Right. Where you put it good as well, too. It's more like the CPA. You said they work for you. They do, but they also work for like the IRS. You know, like they're worried about compliance and that they're covering their backside. And I will say too, a lot of owners, they don't know that there's a difference between a CFO, CPA, but that's why the question is posed there. And so what happens? A lot of people ask their CPA, CFO questions because a CPA is there for taxes and for like compliance and making sure you get your stuff filed. Where a CFO is more like, I need to know that you're on the right trajectory in your business. Are you really getting what you want? Like, are you moving the money? Do you know and have a system for this? Where I tell people, especially when they work with us, they're more like your financial partner. I love how you said it. He feels like a financial coach because a CFO should be a financial leader on your team. It's like you're the CEO. This is the CFO. Like if you had a C-suite, it would be like you're the CEO, they're the CFO. And then that's where you come together to be like, how do we make decisions that build the company while we don't also run out of money? And like we have enough money to pay yourself and you have the money for the taxes and all those things. Where a CFO is more like a business financial leader, where a CPA is literally like the taxes and the bookkeeper is usually just the transactions. Like, let me get the numbers into the software, where I usually equate it to a hospital. It's like where you've got the bookkeepers like the nurse making sure the day-to-day is entered. You've got the CPA who's kind of like a surgeon. They're going to cut your leg off in another wing of the building, but they both work for the hospital, which is the IRS, where the CFO, he shows up to your door and says, did you work out this week? Did you do your reps? Did you do the things that will keep you out of the hospital? Like making like a private doctor. So that's really the difference, where a CPA is very focused on the taxes, the bookkeeping is focused on the day-to-day entries, and the CFO is focused on you and your business and like, are you headed in the right direction? More like that financial coach, financial leader, and making sure that you're getting what you want, you're paying yourself, you have systems in place like Profit First to really get the max benefit from the business.